Begin. Pot of Extravagance, limited to 1. All the good pots are now limited to 1. We have Coup Clock being discarded, so we could now activate a trap the turn it's set. Now the clock being in the graveyard, after activating a furniture card will trigger its effect to summon itself from the grave or add itself back to the hand. We're now going to be using the Big Welcome the turn it was set to return the clock back to the hand, summoning Lovely to pop a random card from the hand. That will also trigger the Torby to summon itself onto the field, triggering the Chandelier to add itself from the grave back to the hand. Just like that, we could clock Chandelier or Torby during the opponent's next turn to again set a new trap and activate it the turn it was set. Goodbye Red, we're going to be activating the Torby this time, setting up a Welcome Labyrinth, and the Lovely will recycle the Big Welcome from the grave. This is very powerful. This is a setup to set any trap you want from the deck. It could be a Deck Devastation virus, the Eradicator virus. It could be a Dimensional Barrier stopping them from Link summoning, or not Link summoning, but Exceed summoning. Link is the only thing that the barrier is not affecting. And that's what we're doing. We're going to be Welcome Labyrinth. Think, why not Max C? You can't. If you wanted to play around this, I guess you can't. You Max C early, they then chain to it. You wait for them to activate. You can't chain Max C because the Lovely stops you from activating monsters in response. Okay, we did not preemptively Big Welcome Chain Lady to then set up any trap and use it that turn. Lullaby of Obedience, I have no idea what we're going to declare here. Max C. Okay, so now the opponent has the choice to give me Max C or summon it onto my field. And if you summon it, it's level 2. And if it's level 2, I'm playing Spright. Sprite's got free special summoning now. Or does it? We're going to be activating the Big Welcome, chaining the Lady. We can't chain link block the Lady because of the Lovely stopping us from activating. But we could have chain link blocked with Sprite starter. That is activatable in response to the Big Welcome, stopping the Lady. And we know that the clock in the hand, Deck Devastation virus, as I freaking said it. Oh my gosh. It's there. Lovely's gonna get popping a card on the field or in the hand. And what's crazy about this is you put this on the lower chain link, you activate it, and then you higher chain link chain the Deck Devi. So it allows you to pop the hand, but after the hand gets destroyed by Deck Devi. And if the hand's completely gone by the time you're resolving your Lovely, you change your mind. You instead destroy the field. Starter summoning from the deck. Coup Clock. So what's interesting about this is if we summon a monster with a trigger effect like blue, it's not going to even activate if the Lovely decides to destroy it. What is this? Sambell the Summoner? I've never seen that. There's blue. And Deck Dev, we didn't put Deck Devi on the chain. What the heck? Sambell's now destroyed. Tribute a dark monster with 2,000 or more attack. Why did we not do that? Not that it matters. Goodbye to the entire field in hand. Everything's got to go. Let's go. Damn. This is not a side deck. We have main deck Devastation virus. It's main decked. Spright is not a popular deck, but Deck Devi's the best way to counter that deck. Gia, I declare a deck check. Check out that deck. Are they actually playing this card? Now, I gotta read the Sambell real quick. During your main phase, special summon one monster from your hand with the same level as this card. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Why? The Sprites already do that. Is there like a combo with this? Pot of Extravagance, going with the random draw 2. Goodbye to the extra deck. We have Ariana being negated by Impermanence. I do think this is okay to be used. Do not Ash Ariana, but you can use Impermanence on her. That's fine. Sure. We have Solemn and Big Welcome. Lady's going to be summoning itself into defense here. Discarding the opponent's Max C in response to the Lady. Now, what's funny here is I tricked you to Max C because now I'm discarding the Lady anyway. Gamma is going to negate you from setting a trap from the deck. And we don't get to draw off Max C. Okay. Was it really a trick? Because, you know, we still lost Lady. I'm sure we wanted the Lady on the field. Solemn can negate everything but a monster effect. Max C in the draw phase. Chain Druiswarm Banish. Now, we could, if we wanted to, we could use Big Welcome to summon that monster from the graveyard to dodge the Druiswarm from being summoned. But then Druiswarm could be used again next turn. Lovely being summoned from the hand, deck, or grave, returning back to Ariana. Oh, I guess on my mouse, sorry. Triggering the lovely Papa Nibiru. Spright Elf summon can be negated by Solemn Judgment, as it is no negate. Well, we have Druistorm being triggered to send lovely at least. Yep, okay. Ariana is going to be able to set up. You could use Big Welcome to spin her back to the hand if you still had a Chandelier in the graveyard to trigger its effect to add from the grave. Otherwise, just leave it. Leave up that disruption. In the draw phase, summon Lovely, return our monster, activate Lovely, pop the newly topped card, goodbye to Deep Sea Diva, and goodbye to Spright. That is the end. Gia, did you check if Deck Devi's actually in their deck? Check Modar's deck, if you have time to, that is. Yeah. Just like that, Labyrinth with a 2-0 victory post-ban list. Is Spright back post-ban list? I'm not so sure about that. We are starting off with Sky Striker Ray into the Shizuku. Shizuku going to be negated by Effect Veiler board before the end of the main phase, allowing us to now activate Triple Tactics Talent. Looking at the hand, returning Con back in the deck, which could tribute our monsters as a cost for our plants. We are now thrusting and engage into the back row. Now, generally, the thrust would set a Daruma, but we already have Daruma. And I really like Thrust. I think of it as an anti-Maxi card. If your opponent Maxis you early, you want to end on at least something. So Thrust will be you ending on something. The Daruma, flip the whole field face down. You could even tech in a Dimensional Barrier. Yeah, I do hate the card, but hate the game, not the player. Abuse it, use it if you can. And now this will be anti-Link also. Flip the field face down and send Links to the grave. We got Glamour, which will be searching for the Princess, which is a free special summon. Freely special summoning. Normal summoning Primula as we then flip the whole field face down. Now, can Mudon tribute a face down? Of course it can. Tributing the Princess to summon itself to then activate to search for the Con. Con will be searching and setting up a Rikka spell or trap, which will be the Rikka Sheet. Rikka Sheet will be able to sheet all over Sky Striker by taking control of a monster by tributing another. So it's kind of like a double disruption. We could try to take control of just one if we want. We're going to be using our Sky Striker Afterburner, taking out the Mudon, then using Engage to not only search a card, but also draw an additional. Ray is here, jumping off the field, going into the Kagari. I don't think she is even activatable if we don't have a face-up Rikka, right? We actually can. We can use it. Now, the Con is only if you control a Rikka monster, right? It said, no, if you attribute a plant to activate a Rikka card or effect, so everything is completely activatable. Kagari on trigger. The trigger effects is what plays around the sheet. Sheet stops you from activating a monster effect, and if it activates on summon, we can't stop it. Battle we go. Primula, too large. Wow, 1800 defense. We're going to follow up Afterburner, which will also pop the field spell in the back row. Now, does Afterburner destroy the back row if the monster's not there to be destroyed? Let's read the card. It says, destroy the monster, then you don't have to read the rest. That's it. If it says then and before then does not happen, which is destroy it, you don't get the then. You do not destroy the back row. Come to me, Kagari. Yep, just like that. Afterburner, no follow-up destruction. Give back that Kagari. And we don't really have good disruption here. Sunbind Sowing, summoning from the deck our Loki. Now, this looks like full combo, but it isn't full combo because part of the combo is searching for a Sowing and being able to activate it. Now, we're going to be swinging in, using the Sunbind Sowing in the graveyard, protecting from destruction to then summon a monster from the extra deck here, triggering the healer to target the Dryas to now YOLO. This will mill the top 3 cards of the deck. Per plant, we summon. Summon, and that's it. Just one summon. Snowdrop, the Rikka is here. We can now use Con because we control a Rikka, searching for the Glamour. Boy, did that work out. Using the Dryas to swing into the Kagari, that was great. Con tributing Kagari to then search for the Glamour. We are then glamoring to, the Glamour tributing Kagari to activate it. And then we're going to be using the effect of the Dance Peon, changing the level of Princess, actually targeting the Princess, changing everything we're pointing to into level 4. So that's the other effect. Target a level 4, turn everything into level 4 to then rank 4 exceed. Very well done. Strenna recycling the Ricochet in the graveyard back to our hand. Mudon tributing the Strenna to trigger her effect. Also summoning the Mudon to search our deck. We're going to be summoning a monster or spell negates. That is it. If we can attach a spell to it in response to activating a spell, that is how we get that spell negate. So we're going to play the Con over the Con to then use the Sacred Tree to set up a negate. Very well done. Now, I think you could chain link block this, right? During your turn, you have to chain directly to the spell. So if we chained the Shark Cannon, that would have actually stopped it, when you have to be the one to activate the spell or card effect. All right, yeah, so we missed out on a chain link block. Shark Cannon is going to be taking the the Effect Veiler, making an Azalea. Azalea on someone's going to pop a card in the field, attempting to take out the Sacred Tree, and we're going to use the Rikka Princess in the graveyard because we control a Rikka and the Con. We're going to tribute the Azalea itself to negate its effect. And we activated Princess, so the TTT is activatable. But because we did not chain link block the Sacred Tree, it can negate. Negate the TTT. So we chain link block the tree, grabbing the Effect Veiler. It then cannot negate spells. And then we would have resolved the Triple Tactics talent. But that's the advantage, the unfamiliarity of playing against Rikka. I had to just think of that on the fly. I've never seen this get chain link blocked, and just reading the card, I was like, oh, hey, that's a play. All right, there's too much now, yeah. Pedal, grabbing the Mudon, not ashing. Ashing the Mudon is probably a really good play here, yeah. Otherwise, ashing the Sunbind Sowing is good. Sowing and Mudon. Some people say to ash the Jasmine instead. So Jasmine, Sowing, Mudon, those are the big three. Should you maybe just wait for the Glamour, actually? You're letting them get the Con field spell, but then you play around them having another copy of Glamour in the hand. Maybe that might be better. I'm not sure what would be better to ash there when it comes to the Rikka part. I do stand by using ash on the Sunbind Sowing, though. Now, this looks like nothing because she does do nothing. She's nothing. But with Princess in the graveyard, we could tribute the Strenna to negate a monster effect. Then Strenna could summon another monster that negates another monster effect. So we have double disruption. Can we play through 2? Afterburner. Ooh. We had 2 disruption. We now have 0. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hayate is here. Hayate with the direct attack. Going to send a Sky Striker card from the deck to the grave. We got Engage. We're going to be adding that Engage from the graveyard to our hand. And then we do not have 3 spells in the grave to get that additional draw 1. We're just going to be searching for a single card here, which will be the multi-roll. Multi-roll could combo up with Shizuku, which the Drone Lockbird is now going to be stopping. And we have double Widow Anchor anyway. So we try to stop them from searching for Widow Anchor, but they got that double monster negate. Pedal summoning during the end phase and also searching for a Rikka. We're holding onto that Widow Anchor. When do we negate? Now. Widow Anchor, negate. Now, if we have 3 spells in the graveyard, which we don't, the choice is, do we take control? Taking control could stop them from further comboing, but it also stops us from using our other Widow Anchor, which that could be the one that takes control. So we could wait on that. We also have to be careful about Druid Swarm. You use Druid Swarm early, you're turning off all your Sky Striker cards on the back row. So do get ready. The Sky Striker spells are not hard once per turn. We will be able to activate again. We will be able to take control. Summoning the Snowdrop. Snowdrop could change the level of the field to both being level 8. Widow Anchor is not only going to negate, but I do think it is time to take control. And yes, it is. Your Snowdrop is mine. We still have Druid Swarm, which, I mean, what the heck are we Druid Swarming? Nothing. None of these plants are light or dark. Dance Peon randomly revealing up to 3 plants to summon, and we have none. Maxi not being a plant, it is a damn insect. Now, Cactus Bouncer is kind of doing something, but we're still scooping. What was it doing exactly? While another plant monster is on the field, neither player could special summon monsters. But we are scooping that up, taking this into game 3. Veiler, when to Veil. I would Veil the Dry Acid, stopping multiple effects here. Stopping the Sunvine Sowing ad, but they already have it. But then it also stops the summon of the healer from the extra deck. So even if they already have the Sunvine Sowing, I think it could be okay. But as we see the Sunvine Sowing here, maybe I want to second guess that thought, and actually saving Veiler for the Jasmine may be the better play. Quick effect, tribute a monster. Quick effect, take control of a monster. Quick effect, monster negate from the grave. We have about 3 public disruptions. Can we play through it? Ball Drake banishing our own effect Veiler here. Ricochet gonna tribute to take control of the Rose. Ray would have been able to chain to it. Teardrop is just triggering to gain more attack here. Oh wow, that trigger, that is a mandatory effect that you don't want to do. Made it so the TTT was activatable, but we do have a Droll in Lockbird in response to that draw too. Druid Swarm going in, protected by the Sunvine Sowing, banishing to the graveyard to protect. As you now have multi-roll, send the Druid Swarm, then send a monster on the field to the grave. Dealing with the Teardrop, getting negated by the Princess in the grave, tributing the Jasmine that is to negate. Very well done. Linkage, do we use linkage? No, we're just gonna set up. Okay, linkage could be used on the Rose if we want to. Sure. Would it have been good to toggle on hold linkage, linkage Rose into Shizuku, Shizuku search for a Widow Anchor, and then use the Widow Anchor to negate Shizuku or their monster, then trigger multi-roll to set the Widow Anchor in the graveyard and the linkage back on the field. Am I going crazy or am I cooking? Yeah, that would have been it. Droll? Oh, I'm cheating, actually. I'm actually just cheating. Illegally cheating. All right. We have Petal. Petal searching for the Snowdrop. As the Glamour tributes to search our deck for Princess and not another Primula. They don't play more than one. Got Cactus Bounce. We got to be careful about that. Everything into attack position. Snowdrop is going to be tributing the Rose to special summon itself plus the Princess. Now, the Snowdrop's going to turn the entire field into level 4 as we now make Strenna. With Strenna, we're going to recycle a Rikka card in the graveyard back to our hand. We got Ricochet for the follow-up turn, if there even is another one. Now, with the Daruma Cannon, we're going to flip the entire field face down. What's very interesting about this is by chain tributing the Strenna, the Daruma will flip the field face down, then the Strenna will activate in the grave to summon another body from the extra deck, which will be that monster negate, which could turn into a spell card negate also. Very well done. Good tributing. Flip, flip, flip. So the bouncer stopping us from special summoning is not going to be a thing here, as we now have that Sacred Tree Beast on a separate chain link. We already used Glamour, so we can't make it so it can negate spells. We can only negate monster. Linkage, send the multi-roll to come forth and summon the Hayate. Hayate attacking to the Cactus Bouncer. Can this be negated by the Sacred Tree? Well, let's read the tree. If it negates the effect, it cannot. If it can negate the activation, it can. So it says, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. I think that we should negate this, right? Negate! Had it said effect, it would not be able to negate. Negate and destroy. Very well done. And there is no Ray in the grave. Damn. Just like that, Rikka defeating Sky Striker. Goblin Bedurg is a warrior, which will special summon a level 4 or lower from the hand. And the main goal of this deck is to make an Isold. Isold is going to be doing the same play every time. Ooh, do not do this. This is a big no-no. Do not use Ash on Isold effect number 1. That's a huge debate. It's not like Crystron Hulk where you just not care what it does and negate. You negated the wrong effect. You negated at a monster that we can't even summon that turn. And now we're not negated for the rest of the turn. We're going to send 4 equip spells, summoning an Infernoble Knight Oliver from the deck, as we now search for a Hare with the effect of Ohime, then discarding the Hare, now using Ceremony to summon the Ohime. We're going to be now using Oliver to equip onto the Baron de Flor, which will make it so, what does it do? If equipped, the monster cannot be targeted with card effects. You can't imperm the Baron de Flor now. Ceremony sending from the deck to the graveyard the Hugh Lee. Mikanko Dance sent with Isolde will be not reborning the Hugh Lee, summoning a Ha-Ray instead, which will be searching for a Fire Dance, which will be the card to summon the Hugh Lee from the grave. But first, we're going to Mikanko Water summon a different Hugh Lee from the deck to now search for a Mikanko Rivalry. Let's digest this field. If we special summon, the Promethean Princess will destroy it. If we activate anything, the Baron de Flor can negate it once. If we have a monster on the field, it can be negated or taken control of. And I think, we got triple disruption. Okay, triple disruption, and our Mikanko cards cannot be targeted. Can we play through 3? Call by the Grave on Promethean, that's already 1. Bakari grabbing the I Meet You. Promethean will only activate on a special summon here. I Meet You searching for an Earth. We got Gachiri. Gachiri can make our monster unaffected. We're going to come forth in special summon. Picard changing it into a level 4, but we are negated. We're now going to be making Dark Infant searching for a field spell. No negates, nothing. Because he could have had another field spell in the hand. Baron de Flor waiting for the activation of the Ignister Island to negate and destroy. We have 2 more disruption, just 2. Yeah, don't do that because the island recycles itself in the graveyard to banish an Ignister to replay itself back on the field. So that is unfortunate. Ignister Island is making sure that we have no monsters in the main zone so that we can summon from the hand. We have Cyberse, Wicked. Gachiri making the Wicked unaffected from everything as we now summon a Doyen. We're going to be banished from the graveyard to search our deck for a Booroo. Doyen's going to recycle the Gachiri in the graveyard back to the hand. We got our double disruption still, the Promethean and the Rivalry. Rivalry could take control or negate. Promethean could destroy a summon monster. We could destroy that Splash Mage if we want to. Are we doing it? Yes, we are. As I said, on the special summon, Call by the Grave is going to negate. And this is where Baron de Flor could have negated the negate. Now we just have Rivalry. Rivalry could take control of the Splash Mage or negate it. What are we doing? We could just wait. We are waiting. We're going to summon Booroo. Booroo is going to send from the deck to the graveyard and a Chi-Chi. We're going to reborn from the graveyard the Doyen. With the Booroo being sent to the graveyard, it will activate to summon the Chi-Chi from the grave, and it will not be negated. It can activate, and the Wind Pegasus can force the activation of the Rivalry, forcing it to flip it up. So this is it. Wait, we're summoning Doyen instead? Did we already have Chi-Chi? Why didn't we summon a Chi-Chi? I don't understand that. Forcing out that Rivalry activation, Rivalry is going to take control or negate the Pegasus. We are going to negate Axe of Fools, but boost it up. We're now going to link off using the opponent's field to make a... wait, what the heck just happened? We're not linking off their field. I don't know why I said that, because I saw the Axe of Fools being sent to the graveyard. We're not making a Goddess here. Doyen, Splash, and Dark Templar come forth with the Dark Templar. And, no, I said Dark Templar twice. It is Doyen, Splash Mage, and the Wind Pegasus, that is, to make the Dark Templar. Now, what happens here is they're going to want to be summoning the Dark Templar into the right extra monster zone, which you coincidentally blocked. So now they can only, at best, summon 2 bodies from the grave. Rivalry is going to be triggered here to recycle an equip card. This is not a disruption, but we have no more disruption left. What are we going to do? What's the best thing we could do? Dark Templar reborn 2 from the graveyard, and hey, that is not another opportunity to activate the Chi-Chi since the Dark Templar and Splash Mage are 2 ways that negate it. The Booroo was the main way to summon it and activate it and not be negated. We got the Allenbird searching for the Circular, sending a Sigma from the deck to the graveyard. We can't reborn the Sigma through its own effect because the Dark Templar is blocking the extra monster zone. We could summon outside of the extra monster zone, which we can't, only then the Sigma would be activatable. Circular linking off into the Link Decoder. We have Equation to reborn a monster from the grave. We're now making Firewall Singularity Dragon, which could spin up to, I believe, 2 cards on the field back into the hand. Reborning the Allenberts, activating Singular, targeting the Oliver and the extra monster zone monster as we cannot target the Baron de Flor. Singularity is going to be activating, reborning the Firewall Dragon from the graveyard back onto the field. Now, it's not co-linked because we summoned the Allenbert in the wrong zone. Had the Firewall been summoned behind the Singularity, it would have been able to spin a monster on either field or graveyard back to the hand. So Firewall just does nothing. Singularity still has the effect. Singularity is going to spin the Axe of Fools back. Why not more than Axe of Fools? Well, the Hugh Lee is making every other card on the field untargetable. So I could just do that again. Okay. Thank you for being 5,000 attack. Axe of Fool on the Firewall Dragon. Woo! This is spicy. We cannot reflect the battle damage if the monster leaves the field, and it's leaving the field at the start of the damage step. Thus, you don't get a replay on the attack. This attack is gone. Destroyed, as we said. Reflect that 3,500 damage, triggering the Mikanko Dance to spin the Alenbert back to the hand here. And we thought we had lethal. I mean, we saw an open field, and there was no effects to be activated on the field, but we did not read the graveyard, so we didn't further cook to get the Ohime onto the field to get that guarantee. Oh, yeah, it would have been lethal damage had we further cooked. Never try to end the game early. Account for everything. Hand traps, grave effects, don't just look at the fields. And the turn back to you. We're leaking in the first half of the stream soon. So we're actually leaking within like 40 minutes. Call by the Grave is going to negate and banish the Sigma from summoning itself in the graveyard, but the cross-out designate will negate the negate. Now, Firewall Dragon continually negated by the Axe of Fools, unfortunately, but it could still attack. Of course, we do not want to attack into the Mikankos, as it will be reflecting battle damage onto us. We have the G-Golem. G-Golem is great for reborning a Transcode Talker from the graveyard, which we don't have. We're now making Transcode Talker. Transcode with Gachiri. Gachiri making the Transcode unaffected. Now, before it becomes unaffected, we're activating the Ohime targeting itself. Okay, actually, you target the Rondo for non-target equip onto the Transcode to take control of it. The Gachiri is not going to make it unaffected from the Rondo until after the Rondo equips onto it. So you're going to equip, take control, then Gachiri makes it unaffected, but yeah, we scooping. So it's important to know that the Ohime is non-target with equipping, but it targets the equip. So if a monster on the field can't be targeted, it will still be equipped onto, it will still be negated by the Axe of Fools or be taken control of with the Rondo. Very well done. Get to play through an Ash. When do we Ash? We're going to Ash the Achichi right then and there. But we do have the I Meet You to search for the Pakari. Now let's speed this up. Also has Circular. Holy moly. We are playing right through that Ash like nothing. Now, what's cool about the Firewall Singularity, not only is it spin 2 cards your opponent controls back to the hand, including their graveyard, it also states that if a monster this points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard in any way, you could reborn the Firewall Dragon from the graveyard for further disruption. Focus. Double monster negate plus spin. Can we play through it? Agnihod banishing. Okay, we still have the triple disruption here. We're now going to be making Hida. Hida could reborn a fire monster from the graveyard, which there are fires. Come to me addition. Singularity spinning back the addition and Hida with 2 more disruptions left on the Dark Fluid for double monster negate. We are scooping it up. We have Mikanko going first, but this is a different kind of Mikanko deck. It does have a good turn 1, but good enough to play through Max C. Ash, Nibiru, and Impermanence, there's no way. We have too much disruption. Chaining Maxi to the Goblin Bedurg, summoning a warrior from the hand. It could be a level 4 or lower, actually. With the Mikanko Water equipped onto the Ha-Ray, searching for another Mikanko Water. This time it's going to be returning the Goblin Bedurg on the field back to the hand to summon a Hugh Lee. Hugh Lee triggering to search for a trap, which would be a monster negate or steal. Ash is going to negate. Are we going into Isolt soon? We're on 3 summons. Okay, well, we never got to the Nibiru, and we are under Max C, so we don't want to further summon. Damn, look at all the disruption we have here. Signet Mining, discarding Nibiru. Could you ask for a better hand? What the heck is that? 4 hand traps called by, and then also we have the Signet Mining. Like, this is absolute madness. Called by negating the Max C. Only I'm allowed to Max C you. Thank you very much, as I get to freely special summon for the rest of this turn. But how do we deal with this field? The Hulee's making everything untargetable. The monsters also cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. The only thing that could be dealt with here is the back row could be non-target destroyed or non-target removed. So can the monsters. Does the Pegasus target? I don't think the Pegasus targets. You can destroy, yeah, non-target, win Pegasus, wipe out the equip cards, and then we could take out the monsters. That's going to be the way, possibly. Or even access code Talker, pop in the back row to then pop the monsters afterward. That's another way to out this field. Are there any other ways? So we have access code and the win Pegasus. I think those are the two lines I'd be going for. Transcode Talker, Doyen is going to be recycling the I Meet You in the graveyard back to our hand, using the island, summoning Booru, sending a Chiri from the deck to the grave, reborning the Cyberse Wicked, linking it all up into a Dark Templar. With Dark Templar, we're going to link to where it's pointing to. Then we want to chain directly to the Dark Templar to move on to the left to then summon 3 monsters from the grave. This is where the Pegasus comes out. And the Pegasus could wipe out both equip cards. Booru triggering to reborn the Pakari. Goodbye to everything, just like that. Now the monsters can be destroyed, just like that. Alimbert, and they also can be targeted. Come to us, Addition. The equip cards are making it indestructible by card effect through their own effect. Dark Fluid is now here, able to double monster negate even within the same turn. Send Sigma from the deck to the grave, reborn the Sigma, trigger the Circular, search in our deck for an equation. Holy we definitely have lethal. This is it. Now, Amazing said he was low on the timer and had to end early. Hopefully that's not this duel. We want full combo. Link Decoder, we're running out of time here. Firewall Dragon, we could spin both monsters back to the hand here with just the Firewall Dragon. But we're going to recycle Gachiri and Ash instead, because we're going to make the Singularity Dragon, which could essentially do the same thing. There you go. Singularity could be the one that spins them back. Equation Reborn, the Alimberts. We have 9,500 damage. We could just spin them back and attack. But no, we're still going to cook. Now, we're going to be returning our own card. Oh, okay. Triggering its effect to reborn the Firewall Dragon. Very well done. Now we're spinning. Now we're going to battle phase. 15,000 damage as the Dark Fluid gets boosted within the battle up to 8,000 attack. Having that double monster negate. Damn. That was a great duel.